Are we live? Of course I am. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, good afternoon to those of you wherever it is. I didn't mean to actually say that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. You know, I might have said the wrong thing, but it's afternoon where someone's listening, people. Better yet, you can tell it's Friday. The grind doesn't stop for me, but I hope you've all had a great week from Monday and obviously to Friday. Hope you've all accomplished your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. Hope you've moved through whatever obstacles are in your way. Hopefully, you've just made some progress a year from now. A week from now, and obviously a year from now, you can do some great stuff as well if you keep applying yourself. So, yeah, obviously, hope everyone's in good health as well, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that stuff. And obviously, I extend that to your loved ones. Hope you all have a good weekend. Hope Arsenal's able to give us a great weekend now. Hope I'm actually able to secure a One Jam ticket. If you know, you know. But on that topic, I hope everyone's well and safe. Allegedly, you know, Arteta had 5 games just before we obviously lost to Manchester City before the international break. Now there's 4 games left. So by that logic, he's got 4 games left to save his job. You know, we've got Norwich. We're going to get into it, but we've got Norwich to come. What else have we got? We've got Norwich. We've got Burnley. We've got Spurs. That will take us over past September. I'm not going to lie. I don't know who we have after that. It might be Brighton. It might be Crystal Palace. I don't want to sell you lot dreams. I can actually look myself, people. Yes, it is Brighton. So again, you know, the games are not getting any easier, people. They're not. You know, we can feel sorry for ourselves. We can say, woe is me. Arteta can sit there and say he doesn't feel he's back. The players aren't listening. The players can cry about the manager and the lack of direction. Edu can cry. Kroenke can cry, you know, and obviously Kroenke needs to go. But these guys can all moan, people. These guys can all moan. They can all cry. They can do whatever, you know. We can't do the blame game. Fundamentally, we need to move on. These 3 games have happened. I'm not excluding it. I'm not condoning it. We analyze it. We look at what we could. Obviously, there's a lot we could have done better against Chelsea, Brentford, and City, but it's gone. We can't go back in time. Now I want to see these players stand up to be counted. Now I want to see these players really want to have a season to remember. Now I want to see accountability. You lot have had a week's a long time in football. It's definitely an even longer time when you sit rock bottom 20th, no points, no goals, and the rest of it, people. You've had a long time to consider where you're at. So hopefully we've got in a good space of mind now. Hopefully people are taking accountability, and hopefully our season can start against Norwich. Now, it's not going to be easy for obvious reasons. You know, everybody thinks Arsenal are there for the taking, and rightly so. Norwich, if I put myself in their shoes, I'm honestly think I'll be disappointed if I don't get 3 points from Arsenal, because that's where we're at now. You know, I would sit there and say, even though we lost to Liverpool and City, you know, even the City game, the way they lost and the way we lost were 2 completely different games. If I'm there and I'm like, okay, cool, if we can put in that level of performance to a degree against Liverpool, they only really turned it on in the second half. If we do that against Arsenal, we'll win. And on top of that, Arsenal will self-implode. So stand up to be counted. You know, the manager come out and had some fighting talk. You know, some of the things I agreed with, some of the things I didn't. Please check out I cut up the video in relation to this press conference. So I've offered my thoughts there, and there's a bag of content that's already been released. Check out the pin message of this. So, yeah, we can't feel sorry for ourselves, people. Norwich is a game you need to win in the same way Brentford was a game you need to win. We know all about Norwich. We know Daniel Farke. You know, they play, unlike us, they got a system. They got a DNA from the owner of the football club down to the scouting team, down to the coach. They all sing from the same hymn sheet. You know, they've signed Rziska. I can't say his name, but he's someone I did a video on when he's in Germany. Very good footballer. You know, Timo Pukki. If I'm Pukki, I'm looking at this Arsenal defense and thinking, yo, I can grab a couple goals. Same way Tony probably be disappointed he didn't bag. Same way Lukaku grabbed the goal, and couple City players got their goals for the season. So again, there's that. For me, what I want to see, I've said I'm probably jumping the gun, but I'm saying 2-1 Arsenal. I think we will go behind. The only benefit I have is that we're not playing at Carrow Road, or I think it's at L. You know, What I want to see is how we react when we score that first goal, because we ain't taking the lead this season. How do we react if we concede that first goal? How do we react? One love to the Arsenal fans all over the world, but you already know the fans in the stadium will be supporting the team just like they did away at Brentford, just like they did in the 2 games that followed that. But the players need to give something. You don't need to go out there and set the tempo. You don't need to take accountability. You don't need to stand up to be counted. You don't need to, even if you lose, it's about the quality of performance. Did you lose because of the self-implodement and the individual mistakes we've been making, or were Norwich the better team and they worked for it? Again, it's not a game for tactics. We know Norwich play a good football. We know it's one way or the highway. This should be where you get 3 points. Again, with respect to Norwich, you don't do any of that. You can forget about winning. Really, really and truly, it's gonna be a myth. Really and truly. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. So again, we cannot feel sorry for ourselves. And again, this is a big month in September, massive month of September. If you're honest with yourselves, people, and you look at it, we've got Burnley away next. We don't know what that's gonna throw up. You've got the North London derby, a serious team, target 7 to 9 points. Now we just need to get 3 because we've been effing about. I hope for 6, but I hope the boys are sitting there and saying we need 9 points, we need 7 points. We need to at least win 2 of these 3 games and set ourselves up, because I'm jumping the gun. But you look at October, people, the game, there's no, I don't know where this promised land was coming from. You lot always say things like, oh, not you, I'm not saying you lot directly, but people always said, oh, we'll get a run of games, we'll win, let's get through these first 3 games and then we'll win. What run of games is there when we're playing like the way we are? You can't really say you're going to pick up points here, there, and everywhere. And I feel there might be logic in that, but at the same time, I just feel these statements, when they're without context, people just bury their heads in the sand. Like, of course, we need time for the boys to gel, but and everybody needs to be fit. But everybody's fit, everybody gels. How many times have you seen clubs sign new players and have a new system and it doesn't work? That's what we're going to say. What happens when everybody's fit and we're still putting in the same level of performance? So again, I hear that. And it just feels like, for me, with Mikel Arteta, he doesn't understand he's a football manager, like you're never going to have perfect scenarios. Not everyone is going to be fit. It never goes Arsenal's way. And the numerous things, it's time to stand up to be counted. And if you can't build some momentum in September, you can forget about October, people. Look at it. Brighton away. I'm sure certain Arsenal fans, their stomach just went through they probably just shitted themselves, pardon me, and have to clean up an aisle 4 and them things. Palace at home. Granted, it's not Roy Hodgson's Palace and Vieira. I hope he does us a favor. You should be winning that. But lately, for me, being at the Emirates or doing watch-alongs or being at Arsenal, Palace seem to be villains against us. They seem to spoil our day and things. So you've got Brighton, you've got Palace. Sorry, people, because maybe my computer is so scared. This could actually come off the fixture calendar. So that tells you everything. So yeah, you've got Brighton away, Palace at home, Villa at home, Leicester away. That is your October. So you need to get some momentum. With respect to Norwich and Burnley, you can't beat them teams. Such is life. You end up beating them. Losing to them and beating the better teams. But if you can't win some of these games in September, you can't go Brighton away, Crystal Palace at home, Villa at home, 2 games we drop points. Brighton is a scary place to go away from home. Yes, we beat Leicester away from home and we got them at the end of October, but it doesn't work. So we need to stand up to be counted. Hit the like button if you haven't already. It's do or die now. The talk is done. I won't go as far as to say it's fighting talk, but he's kind of, like I said, go and look at my press conference thing. He almost says there's no excuses and then lists the excuses. But there is no excuses. There's no hiding place. Individually and collectively, it's time for these boys to stand up to be counted. Failure to do that, it's more of what we see already, people, really and truly. How can things change and whatnot? So we're going to need to stand up to be counted. We really are. In relation to team news and those things, it's nice to have a couple of players back. Gabriel, Ben White, Partey, Balogun's allegedly training again. Smith Rowe, apparently he's ill. I don't know how, even if fit, I don't know how much the illness is taken out of him and if he's ready to start and whatnot. So I'll get into the lineup and them things there in a sec. But Melvin has said, arguably, Arteta could get dropped if he doesn't get 2 wins against Burnley and Norwich. Draws should not be acceptable. Melvin, I hear you, but I feel the one game that he has to win, I feel will be the Spurs game. Because for Norwich, he's still getting to hide behind that luxuries regardless of what happens. If we need the whole squad fit, we need time, this and that. What has changed? In the last week, Edu's come out. Realistically, nothing's changed. He's been training the boys, but nothing has changed in that regard. So you've got that. Burnley away. Not that there's, the pitchfork should already be out. Like I said, personally, not to scapegoat Arteta, but you're on borrowed time from November, if I'm completely honest with you, last year. Any other manager in any other situation probably gets clipped. So I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on him against Norwich. I think the pressure will really start mounting against Burnley. And then I feel, if it gets mad, I feel that will be your last game as Arsenal gaffer, the North London one. But such is life, if he was to draw, I don't know, beat Norwich, draw against Burnley, and win against Spurs, or lose the two and then beat Spurs, I think that will, I think that will be enough for the board to let him keep their job, because clearly what the board are judging him on and how the board's sort of criteria is before they consider sacking and us are two different things. They're not going to sack. I genuinely feel you're looking at Christmas. Obviously, results can accelerate things, but I just think you're looking at Christmas. I did feel the way we started these 3 games, if it continues, it could happen sooner, but I just don't think they're trying to sack him. Do I think they're drawing up targets of, Conte this, random guy that might be the same sort of profile as Arteta that, I don't think they've started doing the contingency plans and all of that sort of stuff. I don't think the board is there yet. So I don't know what we're going to do in that regards, man. Really and truly. What are you lot saying though? Make sure you're hitting the like button. Big up always with the well wishes and everything. May you and your family stay healthy and everything positivity your way. Okay, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You've got to have a positive mindset when you can. Josh, one love to you. Jay's just saying DG, 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 DG. That stuff gasses me. I'm appreciative of that, man. Love the intro and the new graphics. Shout out Little Nitty for doing it for man. One of the supporters. A lot of you. You got him, you got Tino, a lot of you that are good with these sort of things and all these technical things that have offered your expertise and just trying to help a guy. I really appreciate that, man. If I could do it, I would also help, man. With us sat rock bottom and the players having to have a fighting spirit, hungry enough to earn back their pride, I don't think these players have pride. Now, obviously they do, but they ain't got pride, The defenders don't want to die to keep clean sheets. No one darts into the box to try and score and get onto the end of anything. No one does really and truly. I don't think them man they have pride. And you hear me all the time, just say it because you're here. As much as I feel we can talk about Arteta and Kroenke and all of this, and we know the players ain't good enough for me, the players haven't got no personal pride, because at what point, regardless of what's happening, do you feel like shit? It can't feel nice. Every team, as a defender, every striker fancying you lot. As a striker of this team, every defense saying, yeah, this is where we keep a clean sheet. Everyone being at it, you lot are taken for little man in this thing. Now, obviously, your fellow professionals probably respect you because they know the thing, but I think they look at teams are disappointed if they don't win. So you either fight back when you're getting hit or whatever. And I just feel we're too fractured. Certain people want to fight, certain people want to stand up to be counted, certain people don't know that they want to stand up to be counted. But when other people are doing it, they can get gassed in a positive sense. Certain people are just cowards, certain people are deceitful, certain people just never had the heart, certain man just ain't got the belly for it. It's gazy. It's really, it really gazy, man. There wasn't an ounce of confidence in the pre-match talk. Edu wasn't convincing the other day. Kroenke is staying quiet. So these men are hanging themselves now. No more dreaded vote of confidence. Boy, again, that like you just said there, Edu and Arteta are very evasive. They said a lot, but nothing. That tells you they're not trying to say much. So this is what I said at the start. What is the real goals for Arsenal this season? Because I think it's cool. In May, if we can look at it and we can say we have a team, Ramsdale's doing his thing in goal, Ben White and Gabriel have a good partnership, Lokonga and Partey, whoever, doing their thing in midfield, Odegaard's fitting in, I just think that's all they want. I think that's that, because they can't expect Europe with the numerous things that they have said, the numerous things we can see, the playing squad, the age of the squad and the naiveties and not having experienced guys around them to help them. It can't be. So if internally, I don't know if the target's Europe, as what it should be, as unrealistic as it might not be. We can't win the league. We need to focus on staying in the league, but the target should be Europe. I don't think these men are targeting any of the 3 competitions in Europe. And I think subconsciously, that's why you're seeing a lax approach from players, from the gaffer, and you're not really seeing people dying to win. That's why we're messing about in pre-season and we're not playing against Brentford and saying, all right, cool. One love to Brentford, respect them, but we need to get 3 points because we got Chelsea and City. We need a bit of a fallback plan. Then you go go against Chelsea again. You lose to Chelsea. There's no shame in that. But again, it's about how you're losing. Same with City. If we lost 5-0, but we're not self-imploding and we just saw the evident gulf in quality with City, what could we say? Instead, you did see the quality from all three sides. But before you talk about how good them sides are, and sadly, that's all you should talk about when a team wins, you talk about us self-imploding. Midfielders not reading runs, strikers not dropping back, centre halves not knowing what's going on, fullbacks doing this, nervous keeping, whatever, people. Make sure you hit the like button as well. So it's gazy, man. It's absolutely gazy, people. It's gazy. Arteta leaving won't change anything. Nothing will change until Kroenke goes. But I do think fundamentally, a more experienced manager or a more competent manager maximizes more of what's available to them, because I do feel we're in this unhealthy space and looking at this team and they're not good enough. They've got bad habits, which is on top of the ability. You've got bad habits. I don't see good habits being coached, but there is a lot more to give from certain players, and I don't think we're maximizing it. Whatever you say, there isn't an evident style of play. Players are shoehorned. There's not really any good relationships among the pitch. You know, you might get a Saka and Smith Rowe and Lacazette supporting at them, and they might put some good bits of play together, but there's no relationships building. There's none of this going on. So again, a decent manager or a competent manager or a manager that knows what he wants from himself gets more out of it, in my humble opinion. I can't, it's one of them ones. One love for tuning in from Antigua as well, team, man. Nothing's gonna change. You know, these little puppets. You know, we'll be talking in as long as Kroenke's here, we'll be talking in 5 years about Joe Bloggs, the gaffer, and saying, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this, he's doing that. We've had Arteta, we've had Edu, we've had Glazides, we've had Wenger, we've had Mislintat, we've had Sanye, you know, Raul Sanye, and nothing has changed apart from apart from these guys going. Nothing changes in the game but the players, people, you know. And then you look at the top, you know, you look at who controls it is Kroenke. That variable is addressed, that domino falls, and you might see more of an improvement and whatnot, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man. Don't know what's going on. And like I said, I don't know for the what annoys me is I don't know the collective targets for this season, because there can't be, because there's just a laxed approach in everything we do and everything we're doing. I think you lot say it best, you know. I think the term we always find ourselves saying when it comes to Arsenal is reactive, and reactive, people. Again, you know, there's no need to talk about tactics and all of this sort of tosh. The boys know what they need to go out there and do, or it's gonna get gazy. And Arteta, I think he's very naive and he don't think he reads the room. He talks about fan support. Fans will always support, but they support the club. They don't support you, and it will get toxic. You know, you will be in for a surprise if you keep playing like this. One thing I really hate that Arteta does is he kind of makes out that you're not allowed to criticize or just have something negative to say about what's going on. Nobody wants to. I don't know for anyone, but I don't want to speak negatively about my club. I don't want to speak negatively about Arteta or any of the players, but I can only talk on what we've seen. If we lose 5-0, I can't sit there and say at least we never lost 7. We have to think about what's going on. And when we've lost against City, against Chelsea, and against Brentford, them lot have done their jobs, but they haven't needed to be at 100% to beat us. We haven't been at 100%. So one thing that really annoys me, and he said it when he says things like the real Arsenal fans I can see what we're doing. He said, again, check out the press conference. He said something else along those lines. He kind of, it's a siege mentality, but it's the wrong way. It just comes across as a dictatorship. Like anyone that just doesn't blindly condone what he's doing, you're not a real fan and things like that. And that opens yourself up to way more criticism, people. 100% more criticism. Obviously, we don't know where we're at with injuries, and that Partey is fit, but just because you're fit doesn't mean he's fit enough to start. Lokonga had discomfort, not an injury, but discomfort, and sat out Belgium's game. Smith Rowe's returned early from under 21s with an illness. You know, so again, you're never going to have your fittest team. So I don't know what team we put. Xhaka's missing out because of COVID, even if he didn't get the suspension, you know. So I don't know what team we put out there. But if I had to put out my team, let me just do this quickly. You know, for me, I'd keep Leno in goal. Easy, because I'm probably thinking go 3 at the back, but I'm thinking 4 now, man. We've taken it. Like I said, we're in a corner. We're getting hit. You either coil into a ball and accept your fate, or you fight back. And I've had enough. I want to fight back. You know, again, you need to be aggressive. And for me, the midfield, the transition, the offensive and defensive transition is what's going to make the difference. But for me personally, I will go Leno in goal, Ben White, Gabriel, and again, fitness and whatnot. But Gabriel did get 45 minutes against Spurs a week ago and has been subsequently training. Tierney picks himself at left back. Do you know what? At this moment in time, he's fully fit. He hasn't had too many times to train with the boys, but I'd go with Tomiyasu. Why not, man? He can't do any more worse than what we're seeing, man. I don't want Cedric. I don't want Chambers, and Maitland-Niles doesn't appear to be going to be given an opportunity there. So I'm going Leno, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel, Tini. In fact, I'm doing it via Google Sheets, people, but I might as well just show you. I can't remember the site I used to go on to obviously do it with you lot, but that's my back four. Midfield, again, it's difficult if we're down to our bare bones, but if we are down to our bare bones, provided Partey is fit, I'd probably go Partey and Lokonga. Personally, it's a bit more tried and tested than obviously Maitland-Niles. Obviously, if TT can't start, then I'd give Maitland-Niles his little run out there. I'd probably go with Odegaard in the 10, Smith Rowe. Again, Smith Rowe, these guys, I don't know how fit they are. So I'm going to, pardon me, go with Odegaard, who I think had a little knock himself. Up front, I'm going Pepe, Aubameyang, and you know what? Martinelli, man. I want to play the young G's, really and truly. Sorry, Martinelli. Forgot about Bukayo Saka. So yeah, Saka / Pepe. I'd go with them. Saka is an important player for us. Pepe, I want to see a bit of bravery, and he can present problems. And their left back, that new left back that they bought, Norwich, based on the Liverpool game, he likes to go forward quite a lot. He still will, but if you've got a winger like Pepe, logically, if you're a fullback, you're gonna have to think twice. So yeah, man, like I said, the midfield is gonna be crucial. You might as well, with our midfield being open on the transition and having a lack of technicians in the midfield, you might as well go with Lokonga and Partey if fit. But once again, he's got discomfort. Sometimes we have played Partey and then he has suffered setbacks. Odegaard, we need you. And I think that front three has enough. I did want to give Martinelli a start, but I can't find a spot for him really and truly within that team. So that's where I'm at with how I feel about the Norwich game, people. Again, at this moment in time, have you noticed in my previews, I haven't sat here and done all the technical analysis and things like that. It's not needed. It's not, definitely at this point in the season, it's not needed. It really isn't. Big up, DG. Had a recent health scare in the family, so seeing you live definitely helps to keep calm. Appreciate you. Melvin, thoughts and prayers for whoever in your family is going through anything, man. Hopefully it's just remained a scare and it's not developed into anything serious and things. And yeah, man, I can't take credit for that. You keep yourself calm. You don't know how strong you are until you need it to do. But if my content or just me doing live streaming is able to take your mind off things, put your mind to ease, then I'm happy that that's there, man. I can't put into words, but yeah, man, I can't take credit for that. You did that off your own back, my guy, man. But yeah, man, moving on. Biggest issue to me isn't whether Arteta is a good enough coach or not. The bigger problem is who out there is an improvement and ready-made replacement to Arteta. I mean, I hear that, and I can't list a bunch of names. We spoke about some earlier, but I mean, this is what the technical director, the owner of a football club should do. I mean, long gone are the days of Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson. A manager should be interchangeable. If you have a clear direction and a philosophy about our football club, like Barcelona is the terrible example because they've sold their own soul. But a team like Barcelona, attacking football, La Masia, Johan Cruyff, Rinus Michels, all beautiful game. There's always a certain mandate, so it shouldn't matter who the manager is. There should always be, if the manager doesn't want to pass the ball forward, he can't manage this team. If the players can't pass and play that pretty football, they shouldn't be here. And even that, if they know their mandate is to find they want a young manager who can grow, then, I'm sure Arteta wasn't the only profile that fitted that name when he took the job. So go and revisit that or find some other targets and whatnot, When Pep leaves Man City, again, they're probably going to try and get an elite coach of that ilk, really and truly. Probably not now that I've said that, but you get the point, man. Agree, no one in the change room to make sure and to take accountability. We have something to prove against Norwich, but still Mikel being the manager is not going well. It's the coach's job to get the best out of the players. The players stand out when you get backed from your manager, I think he said. Not quite sure. Lokonga is going to be world class, hopefully, but let's just let him develop, man. The aim and what it should be is to finish above last season. Arsenal are playing catch up for years, and finally we have a plan. In brackets, hopefully. This is a 3 to 4 year period when these men are 26 plus. And again, I hear that, but what we're doing for them at 26, We need, what we're doing, what's going to happen for them at 26 is going to be dictated by what we're doing now, sort of thing. If we want Lokonga to be world class, are you teaching him good habits, eradicating bad habits, teaching him positioning, teaching him the, awareness and things? Ben White, how are you going to improve him in defense? Odegaard, the same. And then seeing them, because the territory we're going in right now is the one few good players we have. We're going to go through years of keep doing this. And yeah, right now, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Lokonga, half of the names I've said, they're probably still, I'm playing for Arsenal, I'm playing Premier League, I've played a lot of football. They're still naive like that. But when the penny drops that, boom, man's been here for a couple of years now. It's time to try something else, maybe win trophies. Maybe I feel Arteta, provided he's still here or someone can't take me to the next level, going to be like, yo, I need to move. And that's it. And that's what happens. We've seen it before. And I hope that isn't the case. If I'm completely honest with you. One love to those of you in the UK. If you're like me and you can hear the rain peeing down, it's not a nice day at all. Love to Kemi and Tony. Some interesting comments, man. Afternoon, DG, 4 games is very generous for Arteta. Probably because, like I said, he's off borrow. Any manager should be on borrowed time based on what was going on in November. Now, granted, we quote unquote turned it around, but there's an issue there, sort of thing. DG, would you like to see a midfield three of Partey, Lokonga, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles? I mean, if we was, do you know what? I'd rather see that in games against Chelsea and City, in games that we're not going to have the ball and all of those sort of things. I'm not going to lie, against Norwich, I think you need Odegaard. Definitely while Smith Rowe, I don't know what going for Smith Rowe. If Smith Rowe's fit, I'd probably start him and Odegaard. Pepe probably has to drop to the bench, really and truly. If Tomiyasu, if he's not able to start, then Maitland-Niles gets a look in. But I just don't feel that has enough about them to break down the team, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, by that logic, they would all cover a lot of ground. They would all be composing in the midfield. But I just think we'd have to overcompensate because of that. Nothing frustrates me more than supporters asking who's going to replace Arteta. DG out here quoting Bob Marley. I see you. Man said deflated Gooner. Nah, man. Well, yeah, really, but it is what it is. Pepe in Arsenal's best player at the moment. Fair play. Hope you're good as well. Big up my Bulgarians in the house, Pat. So I appreciate you. Must be free at the back. Do you know what? You could switch to a free at the back, but I don't think we should be doing that against Norwich. Now, saying that, I sound like a hypocrite. I said in the second half of the Brentford game, let's go free at the back. Definitely for this second half and the next 2 games against City and Chelsea, respectively. So you could go with a back three. But with me, the mandate changes. We should always try and go forward even with a back three. To be fair, there is logic in a back three. So let me humour myself and you lot and actually see what I would do with my back three, really and truly. So let me see this thing. So Leno in goal, obviously. 3 centre halves. Ben White in there. Gabriel in there. And I'd probably pull Holding in there. He's decent in the air. I don't really want to see Marie again. I'd go with man, that would be my back three. My 2 wing backs. Again, if Tomiyasu can't play, Tomiyasu, if he can't play, so then it's / Ainsley Maitland-Niles. If fit, Lokonga. Even though I'm scared of that because Lokonga's got discomfort. Partey's going to be off the pace a bit, but we're down to our bare bones, innit? But even though then they can't play. But I go Partey, Lokonga. Obviously, it's common sense to go with Tierney. And then my 3 up front, I'd still stay with Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe. Well, no, I can't. It'd have to be, boy, it's Gazy, Odegaard has to get into the team. So I'd go with Odegaard, really. And then Odegaard's got to tuck in and become quite narrow and stuff like that. And Saka the same and get the half spaces and whatnot. Someone's always going to miss out. But that would be something I'd be looking at if it's a back three. I know you can play Tomiyasu as a centre half. And then you could still play Ainsley Maitland-Niles at right back. But yeah, man, until we get a bit more confidence, a bit more of a run, I just want to see us go back to basics. If someone's primary position is right back, play them at right back. When we start winning and start doing decent things, then we can start experimenting. But let's just allow people individually and collectively to build a bit of confidence and let the fans have a bit of confidence. That's the point, DG. We can only support a manager based on his results. But Rohit, you get it, when he does well, praise him. When he does bad, ask questions. But the problem is certain people have made their bed, so they're lying in it. Certain people were just screaming he's the Messiah, don't want to say I've got it wrong. Certain people never wanted the guy, don't want to be open to proving wrong, so they'd rather support their agendas. And then you've got Arsenal fans who want us to lose just because they want to support their agenda of the gaffer going. I want the gaffer to leave purely because, as you said, it's a results-based business. If he turns it around, cool, we'll say, all right, you almost got sacked, fix up now. But yeah, man, you can only support a man based on results. And for me, you have to be able to believe in it. I don't see a style of play. I don't really see good work with the young players. I don't see a single thing to really back with Arteta. The only courtesy I'm giving you is that you are Arsenal manager. My opinions is that you need to step down. But as long as you're Arsenal manager, and even some of these players who, quite frankly, I'm sick of seeing, I'll support you as much as that goes on. But it's a results business. I don't care for the propaganda. I don't care for Pep Guardiola sitting there and telling us how great of a manager he is. I don't think anyone is. I think Arteta is going to go on to be a decent manager. But right now, I don't want Arsenal to be in vain. I don't want this to be the apprenticeship place. I don't want him to be the trainee chef that comes here, burns the steak, cuts his fingers, finally learns to stop doing that, and then go gets a job as a Michelin chef. That's dead. We've been doing that when we actually had good players. We never used to see the players in their peak. And I keep saying it. I don't care if Arteta is going to be a good manager. I care if he's going to be a good manager for Arsenal or not, because he'll probably say, see ya, I'm back to City now. I've learned everything I need to learn. I'll have better players safe. You know, the propaganda pieces and stuff, it's not matching up. Diagrams diagrams on his wall, meticulous planner, detail orientated, knows players better than he knows himself. I don't doubt any of these things, but it just sounds like make believe. If come Sunday, Saturday, whatever, if I'm seeing shaky business. We all know some of these players are cowards. Some of these players should not be at this club, but you lot get the point. It's gazy, man. 80 likes, people. Can we get to 100? 184 of you locked in. Make sure you're hitting that like button if you haven't already. Oh, thought we froze there. Fair, because Saka played in the qualifiers. That's it as well. Saka didn't play the last game for England, but yeah, man, he might need a little rest. But I don't think Saka's actually one of the only good players we've got, man. They sold him well. I can't lie. I thought he was the next professor. So did I. I thought a lot of things were a given, like playing good football. Conte ain't coming. I don't know where we're speaking about Conte anymore. We all know he's not coming. Remember when man were taking bets on who gets sacked first, Arteta or Oli? This club pains me, man. We are actually that bad, aren't we? It's just a bad dream. Boy, man said Stevens on Bants. Man just said Wenger out. About 2-3 years too late for that one. DG, I won't be surprised if Tavares plays right back versus Norwich. Neither will I. And then when he's hung out to dry and it looks like a joke, man, thing, he's dead. I'd prefer Tierney left centre back with Tavares playing. I wouldn't mind that. It gives you a lot going forward, to be fair with you. But still, man, I don't know for Tavares yet, man. DG, I have lost all hope of us sacking Arteta. Edu and the top will live and die by their Arteta decision. Man needs to go ASAP. Look at how he treated them youths, Saliba, Guendouzi, etc. Get Conte and Overmars in. Got to give that one a rest. Is Smith Rowe unavailable? I think he'll be in the matchday squad, but he's ill, innit? Well, he was ill, so I don't know when he's got over the illness, when he'll be able to be fit and all of those sort of things. Big up yourself, Jay, tuned in from Melbourne. It's probably stupid, a clock round them sides. In fact, I'm sure I've got the Melbourne time clock on my iPhone. Where are you lot? What's the time thing you're saying? Well, I don't know if Melbourne and Sydney got the same time, but it's all 9 o'clock out them sides. So I appreciate you, man. Yo, DG, it's a big day for me, and you've inspired it. Jay won't no clue how it is a big day, but love for that, my guy, man. My man said I'm probably the only Bulgarian here, though. I man, you're the first Bulgarian DG Nation member, so that's history still. I hope you're not. You know, I don't want you to feel lonely in that. I wish it was a bad dream. Would you take a 1-0 win against Norwich? Does that give you 3 points? Yeah. I think that says it all there, man. Arteta's actually worse than Oli and Steve Bruce. What an outstanding achievement. Yeah. I'll start Pepe and Martinelli. Fair play. Mart, hope you're doing well. You know Arteta will slip in a strange selection tomorrow. Probably will. He probably will. You know? When you're under pressure, and this tells you everything, you know, if any other job is under pressure and you're playing the league champions, Kolasinac wasn't the worst player on the field, but what the hell is going on? Just that's a thing. And again, I wonder what the players are seeing in this, because 1 minute Xhaka's leaving, then he's captain. You know, 1 minute Kolasinac is busting out, then he's staying and he's playing. It's confusing what's going on here, really and truly. And for me, it scares me, especially the quote unquote leaders of this team. They've all tried to bust out. Leno and Xhaka try to leave. Bellerin got his job to leave, got his role of leaving. And again, I spoke about it in the press conference, but he actually specifically said Bellerin has kind of wanted to leave for a while. He said something like he's needed a new challenge for a while. How long is a while? Do you get it? Now you see if he's thinking like that, what are the other people thinking like? Now, I wouldn't say these lot are bad mind and not model professionals, but if you know you're going to leave a job, or you have ambitions to leave a job, subconsciously, it's not that you're going to stop trying, but you're going to do less because you're not as motivated. And Smile, this is the guy I was talking about. That's the left back, in it. This is why I want Pepe there, because he might pin him backwards a bit. And this is why we need to switch on. We know Norwich, they're a very good side. They play good football. They stick to their principles. Arteta even said it in the press conference. So, boy, it is what it is, man. It's like when the family was broken. It's like the family was broken and Wenger left. Emre and Arteta have been awful stepdads. Where is the love? There's no love, man. This club sold its soul in 2006, 2007. The love's gone. DG, I'm from Wolves, and I personally know two people that have stopped supporting Arsenal. One now supports Wolves, and the other Liverpool. To me, they're plastic, but this is the sad reality. I mean, that's a dickhead thing. You know, to be fair, I can't fault you for going and supporting your local club in Wolves. You know, Liverpool, fair enough, they're doing better than us, but it's blood in, blood out, man. You can't just switch up the thing. That's a pussy old thing. I'll be real with you, lot. No matter how bad it gets, it's you know, it's blood in, blood out. We made our bed, so we have to lie in it, man. That's dead. That's dead. Listen, protect your mental health. If it makes them happier, fair play, do your thing, but that's dead. Absolutely dead. May I just say, you've kept me going through some tough times, my guy. I appreciate your content, brother. Mark, you've got yourself going through it, my guy. I can never take credit for that. But if you've been going through tough times and this has provided a sort of escape for you or whatever, Mark, then I appreciate that. And that's bigger than anything, man. I appreciate that, my guy, Mark, man. But you did it yourself, man. You're stronger than you know. All of you are stronger than you know, man. Last time we lost to Norwich at home was in 1992. Surely Arteta won't break another negative record tomorrow. Boy, don't speak it into existence, man. Don't speak it into existence, man. 4-1, I hope so. Bro, we live in a club. We're at a club where people say, you remember when Tini came in, they were saying, oh, he's a bit too aggressive in training. And then Tini even come out and said, I train the way I play. That's what I want to hear. It's too comfortable. It's too nice. Even with half of these players that have left or have been leaving, you never got the vibe that Arsenal said, you know what, Leno, you're a bit shaky. I'm going to upgrade on you. Bellerin, we need a better right back. I'm going to upgrade. Xhaka, you're not really the midfielder we thought. I'm going to upgrade. It's the vibe that these lot wanted to leave. And I'm not begrudging that. They're allowed to do what they want with their career. But it says a lot about the club. You never get the vibe that we're trying to sell these guys, or we're trying to elevate, or we're trying to move on, etc., etc. I don't get it, man. It's a mad one. I just want to watch match of the day. It's been too long, bro. I ain't watched match of the day in a hot second, man. You know they don't like Arsenal anyways, so they're just gonna take the piss even more with us, and whatnot. It's tired, man. I hope Arsenal lose. I hope Arteta loses every game until he's gone. Well, you're gonna no, man. That's another dickhead. That's a waste man thing. That's you. You know, I can understand the logic, but I don't condone it because, bro, we always the minute you say that, you're putting your own agenda and what your own little fantasy above the club. The club, you want your club to win, and it's quite sad that certain people have to say that sort of stuff, man. 50% of you on the stream are frauds. Hit the like button. People do me dirty, man. Give Pepe a 10-game run. I guarantee he does so well. He hasn't had that opportunity at Arsenal yet. Boy, it's like we was revamping our whole squad, but nobody moved. The pillars that needed to change haven't changed. You know, Bellerin's gone, but you're still relying on everything. Still relying on Xhaka. You know, I'm keen to see what Arteta is on. You know, I'm keen to see what Arteta is on after after players are fit. But it's a mad one, man. Can't wait to get back in the pub with the boys for footy, to be honest. Ryan, drink responsibly, but that's all we've got. Just enjoy this team for what it is, people. Enjoy this team for what it is, because it's not on serious bits. But moving away from that though, again, I don't listen, I didn't really want to do this vid because certain people never rated Mavropanos. As soon as he's left, or Guendouzi, as soon as they've left, there's an issue. My point is, have we made a mistake selling them purely because I think Mavropanos signed a new deal? I'm sure there's a 1-year extension in Guendouzi's deal that kind of tied us over. But we stand to make 9 million off Guendouzi. And last time I checked, it's about 3 or 4 million for Mavropanos. Now, obviously, if their contracts are running out, they're running out. I'm not saying that they need to stay. I think I'm actually happy to sell Mavropanos. I think Guendouzi should be in this team, personally, folks. But 9 million for a player that, in my opinion, Marseille are going to make buck on. Yeah, he didn't pull up too many trees at Hertha Berlin, but he did get some admirers. He started well in Marseille. Europe's around the corner for them in the Europa League. He's back in his homeland. Granted, there's been injuries and he did get called up by the same logic at Arsenal, but he's got called up. So they'll probably buy a man for 9 million. Obviously, not exactly 9. They probably gave us a couple of mil loan fee to take him for this season or so. But yeah, man, they've got a 9 million bid. They're taking for 9. They'll probably sell it. He'll probably be sold for 20 to 40 million at one stage in his career if he keeps developing. Surely the same logic goes with Mavropanos. Again, I think he needed to be moved on. I'm not necessarily begrudging it, but Mislintat ain't signing players if you're not going to make a profit. And the more he gets capped by Greece, the more he keeps playing and staying fit. There's something there. I'm not saying these guys are going to be world-class players. It's just if we're meant to be self-financing, we haven't done the best in that regards. Even from last season when we said we're loaning out Guendouzi to Hertha Berlin, could we have lied to him, given him a new deal and tied things down and still clipped him out? You know, it's this sort of logic that is why we're trying to offer Eddie Nketiah in the last possible window to sell him before he can move for free, really, or agree free deals. We're begging to give him a deal, a contract. The same logic that saw us, you know, Bob, Gnabry, Benassia, Daniel Marlon, but we didn't bring in 100 million close to sales for them, man. We got peanuts. We got a couple mil for Gnabry, if that for Benassia, peanuts for Marlon. You know, and now look at what they're all doing. It's not me saying they should still be here and things. Some should, but it's about the finances and how we put that back into the club. So again, clearly Mavropanos isn't favoured by the gaffer. Guendouzi burnt all his bridges, sorry, but it's a bit of an L really. And both of them are basically permanent players at their respective clubs. Assuming certain variables get hit, Guendouzi is a permanent Marseille player, you know. There's an obligation to buy for Stuttgart, provided they stay in the league. And I think even if they get relegated, they can purchase him for 3 million euros, which is still probably a profit on what we spent to take him from his homeland. But still, people, like you lot can see here, Mavropanos signed in 2018. He's been on 2 loans. You know, the Bundesliga club he's currently at in Stuttgart, they extended his loan for the current year with an option to buy. He's become a crowd favourite. He's been compared to Lucio by Mislintat. Mislintat scouted him. He said he likes his offensive drive. In training, you can always see outstanding offensive actions with him. Apparently, Stuttgart have already decided that they absolutely want to keep him beyond the end of the current season. Blin says the chances are good for that to happen. There's a purchase obligation should the German side avoid relegation. So if they don't get relegated, you know, they need to sign, man, innit? Even in the event of relegation, the 23-year-old can be purchased for a bargain sum of 3 million. So even, I'm not here to say he's going to be world class, but let's just assume he becomes a decent Bundesliga / able to play in the Premier League. 3 million is going to turn in, well, if you're selling him to a Prem team, you're getting 15, 20, handsome profit, as you can see, people. But, you know, you can always develop players without them having to be at the club. You know, again, we've probably sold ourselves short. My man's 23. Guendouzi's younger than that. So we've probably shot ourselves in the foot, really. And that's why I'm saying, have we sold them too early? Because, again, they're on loans and we have got loan fees, but they're basically Stuttgart and Marseille players, provided certain things happen. Because next season, you heard Edu say things like maybe we'll try and sign 1 or 2 players. That should tell me that, okay, you rebuilt the squad now, quote unquote, even though we ain't seen it. Now you should be able to get 1 or 2, maybe a striker because you lot wanted Martinez from Inter, didn't bang. Maybe a midfielder that's levels and more creative. But again, you know, next season, how you deal with outgoings could affect yourselves. If you was able to be in a position where you said you wanted to sell Eddie and you could get a decent sum for these 2 players, you know, that 3 of them could be reinvested. Because next season, we're probably going to have to sign a striker. You're going to have to sign a keeper of some stature. Between January and next summer, you know, someone's going to have to bring a midfielder into this club. I'm sure Mikel Arteta's got other things, you know. Personally, I can't lie. You know, depending on if Nelson can do it, can't lie, I'd be open to another winger, people. You know, it don't have to be a striker. If we could find our very own Mo, we can't, but Mo Salah or something like that, someone from a wide area that's going to bring you goals, I'm all for that sort of thing. Or the both of them, a striker and that. But again, apparently we wanted Isak. They're saying 60, 70 million euros. You could have got a decent chunk. Personally, I think we should go for Karim Adeyemi. It's probably too late, Apparently, he's still got a 20 million price tag over his head. 20 million euros. What's that? About 17 million pounds. This club has spunked money in worse ways, but will they? I don't know. They've probably scouted him and they have some concerns, the same concerns they had over Szoboszlai, where you actually saw him score twice against Mavropanos. The same concerns over Alwa, Never concerns about shit players, though, when we signed them. No one had concerns about Williams' deal. No one had concerns about bringing in Runnison. Everyone's condoning it. No one had concerns about still persisting with Xhaka. Boy, is what it is in that regards, folks, isn't it, really? It really is what it is. What else he looks saying? Starting to think Arteta wants bums like Xhaka and Kolasinac to stay, so he always has an excuse. I offered my opinions on the Sevilla striker in my last live stream and said Neto is the dream. We buy these youngsters for the future. Our youngsters look class. You know the drill, thumbs up. Man said Arteta should go into politics after Arsenal. He's the only thrill to stay in the hot seat way beyond his sell-by date. Saying, where's Boris Johnson? Wow. Mikel Toure, Arteta, you man are onto him. Mavropanos, don't mind him going, but you just can't sell him for that amount. Marseille have done some mad transfers, Under and Guendouzi for 12 million combined, and they'll probably sell these guys back to, guys will get sold to British clubs at a premium. If Dino wasn't so injury prone, I would have kept him, but we sold him too cheaply. I just don't think he's cut the mustard, really, if I'm honest with you. I just don't think he's fit, injuries or not. I just don't think he's cut the mustard. So I have nothing with selling him. But again, you haven't sold him for anything significant. Obviously, let's just say we bought a man in for 500,000 and we sold him for 3 mil. It's a decent profit, but it's dead. Mavropanos is only 23 though, so he could develop. What happened to the best right back at the club, Cedric Suarez? Well, you saw the nonsense he did against City. Big up DJ. I changed the team I followed after racist chanting in the home ground. Fair play. That's a good reason to bust out. I can't lie. What team was that? I agree, DG. These youngsters were too premature, sold too prematurely, I think you're trying to say. But this is Arteta's team, so he has no excuses. I don't know where Edu said that, but you can literally see when he signed that if certain variables are hit, Marseille, there's an obligation. He is a Marseille player, literally. In my opinion, every fan should support the club no matter what. Get behind the club and be optimistic. I mean, I understand the get behind bit. I'll be as optimistic or as pessimistic as I can see. I'll always be blindly optimistic, no matter what I've said or how I feel. I always think that in life things can change, but I can't be too negative or too positive if I can't see it. That's just me, anyways. Like, again, I don't think there's blind reasons to be positive. We've got some good players here for the future and all of that, but need a bit more than that, man. Big up my Jamaicans locked in. What do you think about Leno, Tom, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Tavares, Partey, Pepe, Odegaard, Aubameyang, Laka, 5-1-3-1? I don't trust Mikel to write decisions anymore. Decent lineup, to be fair with you, is what I've got to say. It's got quite a decent, a bit of balance, man. Mavropanos deserved to leave. He wasn't that good. He's even better than Holding. No, he's not. I remember that tough game he had against Watford. I remember him giving away that free kick in that year we bottled top 4 under Emre. He's not ready. He's not levels. Right now, he's not levels. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. He might be. He's only 23. So there's nothing wrong with selling him. But it's just the peas. Sold him for peanuts. You got peanuts. And obviously, somebody asked me, am I streaming? Yeah, we've got content galore, man. I've got some, again, 4 p.m. I'll be live with Mo. After this at 2 p.m. I'll be doing the Q&A. So members, make sure you're there. Pardon me, I've got a live stream coming out with my guy Budge. So you'll see the rerun of that. That was on Twitch. Subscribe on Twitch to Deluded Gooner. FM Football Manager live stream will be out at 6 p.m. I'm looking at all of this, people. There's hella stuff. And as you know, make sure you're checking out the pin message, because after this, as in tomorrow, you've got Arsenal versus Norwich watch along, people. Make sure you're here, people. So content galore, man. Never ever sleep, man. But yeah, hella content to come. Q&A show as well. Here we are. Make sure I've plugged that to you. Make sure you're hitting the like button and all of those sort of things on that vid as well. Obligation to buy. He said it in an interview, same with Mavropanos, they have options to buy. Marseille have confirmed the signing of Matteo Guendouzi from Arsenal on loan with an obligation to buy. Marseille have concluded a loan with an obligation to buy with Arsenal for Matteo Guendouzi. The loan is €1 million plus an 11 million obligation to buy. He will sign a 4-year deal should the deal be completed. There you have it. And once again, in case you need to see it again, Stuttgart have already decided that they absolutely want to keep him beyond the end of the season. There's a purchase obligation should the Germans avoid relegation. Literally, obligations should they avoid relegation. Obligations should the German side avoid relegation. So if they do not get relegated, they have to pay the fees. There then becomes an option to buy him if they get relegated for 3 million. So that's fantastic negotiation from them and poor from Arsenal. Hopefully with that in mind, now that as you can evidently see. So I don't know what Edu has said, but there you have it. And so they're all but other players. So we've shot ourselves in the foot, really, if I'm completely honest with you. Again, if certain variables are not hit, then like I said, with Marseille and Mavropanos, then there is a slim hope they could return. But Guendouzi's agreed a deal, so this is his permanent home, innit? And he's spoken about how good they are. You should do a watch along to Monaco and Marseille. Many good talents to watch in that game. I'm going to watch it anyways, but fair play. Tomorrow is a must-win game, 100. Hoping to see Bailey play against Chelsea Saturday and tear them a new one. Come on, David. 100%. Big up, broski. I am going to the game tomorrow. Looking forward to it, but also a bit scared that we won't perform, bro. All I can say is I hope they give you some confidence and some motivation. If they fail to do that, then it's all a myth, really. West Brom at the end of the 1990s. Fucking LJ, man. That's crazy. That's sad, man. Fair play, though. Big up you, man. Man said he don't like Guendouzi's hair. Of all the things not to like about him. Big up DG from lunch times in Noisy Square to big streams. My G salute. Oh man, I can't even remember what was it called now, man. Just off of Tottenham Court Road. What the hell was it called? I can't even remember. But big up to you lot that were here when the pigeons were here and whatnot. What's your thoughts on Barca and Bayern Munich being linked with Karim Adeyemi? Grass is green, sky is blue, bro. Talented player linked with big clubs. Simple business. That's all I feel, really and truly. Simple business. Should be. It's too late now. Edu and Arteta's mismanagement of the club is awful. Conke's mismanagement. These lot are just pawns in the game, man. Really and truly. Don't worry, DG. We let great potential players like Doozy for peanuts, but we've got Ben White as members from AFTV keep telling us. No clue what AFTV are doing. Don't really care what they're doing, but fair play. Whatever they're doing, do your thing, innit? With Karim Adeyemi, are you scared we'll have too many 19 to 21 attackers? I've not seen him enough. He might be the one already. I mean, there is a degree to have experience, but he's a fantastic player, bro. Rather sign him now or you talk about missing chances in a couple of years. No, it weren't Hanover Square. It weren't Russell Square. Can't remember what it's called. Soho Square, that's it. Should remember that. I mean, it's been over a year since I've been there, so is what it is in that regards. Make sure we're hitting the like button and we're voting, people. What else have we got to say? What other content have I got? Bloody hell, I got a lot of content come out in it. Where have we got? We got live now. We got hella watch-alongs in the Champions League tomorrow. We got next week we've got Arsenal Norwich. We've got Bo. We've got the Q&A show. Oh, only 2 likes on the Q&A video. You lot hate me today, innit? Fucking hell. Why not give Rekic a chance at Arsenal? He ain't no better than Chambers, Holding, and Marie. I mean, no, not right now. I saw one flick from Karim Adeyemi, and from there I knew he was a baller. Guendouzi is better than Lokonga. Lol. Sign him up or chat about how you missed him when he bags a hattie against us. we don't have players with Arsenal blood in them. I hear you, but I would say we do now. Because since we moved to the Emirates, all that has been Arsenal has been bottling and bottling and not being able to defend, not being able to attack, not being able to take accountability, not having bravery. These players tick that. So maybe they are part of the new DNA. A man said I should do one of those live streams with the pigeons. You're boying it. Shouldn't a director of football and manager love an owner like the Kroenkes? He's an absentee owner and allows you to do whatever you want. Seems ideal, at least from a management sense. I hear you. There is logic in that, but I just think when you look at what we're doing, clearly not. Because I just feel they're hanging their necks for all their criticisms. I feel they're putting their necks on the line for a gaffer that ain't even for an owner. Sorry, who's not even worth it. Like, not even worth it one bit. Like. But again, I've got no sympathy for them because you all knew the jobs you're going into, man. Not being able to attack, that's Arteta's Arsenal, not my Arsenal. Facts. And then a team is a reflection of the gaffer, in it, is all I'd say, man. Absolute reflection of the gaffer. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's nothing else regarding Arsenal in the papers and whatnot, folks. What else are you saying? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Arteta spoke about ruthless clear out. Remember these times? We've only sold Willock and loaned Bellerin Nelson. To be fair to you, we did get rid of Ozil. We did get rid of Mustafi. Kolasinac did go, but I hear you 100%. DG, if we get a new manager, do you think all these low-knee players will get a chance? Well, it looks like Guendouzi and Mavropanos are gone, so probably not, but you never know. New manager, new opinions. Certain players that played all the time might not get another game. Knowing now our midfield is short of getting goals, do you think it was still right to sell Willock? Yeah, but we didn't bring anyone else in. I mean, it's clearly not right for the club to do. There's not even a goals thing with Willock, just in terms of a competent body in that team. What do you reckon Arteta would do with the 04 Invincible side? Somehow, probably wouldn't see on rescoring, probably see him playing centre-back. There wouldn't be an 04 team. They'd just be a fantastic star-studded Arsenal team. I don't think they would do anything in terms of creating history. Are these players trying to get him fired? I think they will get him fired, but I don't think they're trying. I just think these guys are shit. Pardon my language. If they lose the next game, instead of refunding the fans, Arteta and Arsenal should walk across England barefoot on Lego. Raw. Raw. That's a mad one. Young players want to feel loved and trusted by the management. Given a positive environment to develop in and a pathway into the first team and targets to achieve. I'm not hearing anything like that with Arteta, boy. Any news on Conte? He's not joining. But you can still, it's not over to the fat lady sings until he gets another job. I guess it's always there, always an opportunity. But boy, barefoot and Lego, bro, my low profile is evil, boy. Bloody hell. Anyone that stepped on a child's Lego piece before knows how much that hurts. But to be fair, if you can't hear, you must feel. So maybe feeling stuff like that makes us buck up our ideas. If nothing else, just the fear of having to walk across that again. Madman, though. The only blood these Arsenal players have is on their hands, bro. Fair play. Hey, low profile is evil, bro. Bloody hell. That provided some humor, though, man. Must admit. What else have we got? Nothing really. Hella watch-alongs next week. Looking forward to them. Appreciate you, Omar, man. Appreciate that. Man, just saying shame, huh? Is there any more news on Overmars becoming the new technical director? He said he's had offers to bust out. He hasn't left in it. So that one's there's gone to bed. The Conte thing's gone to bed. Overmars bed. All of these things. Overmars, Aouar, Conte, all things in the last month that we wanted. Didn't happen. Myth. Saka and Smith Rowe will leave in 2 years if we don't fix up, in my opinion. Bro, Saka, Tierney. Bro, from you've got Xhaka thinking he can do better going to Italy. Leno clearly thinks he can do better. Bellerin wants to try anything else. What are the actual good players thinking? Odegaard's going to stay here for 2 years, get a bit of confidence. Real Madrid might say, we'll actually buy you. We'll actually play you now. And he'll go. Are you watching any of the games at the Emirates? Right now, I've had no motivation to part with my hard-earned coin to go to the Emirates Stadium. I clocked it from the Chelsea game in pre-season because obviously I'm not going to say Arsenal was expected to do bits, but I wouldn't say optimistic, but I was cool. You know what? We'll get the shirts, we'll go to the games, we'll do all of that. But because it looked like we might have a decent summer, and then I was at that game, I was like, nah, man, I can't do this, man. I can't keep spending money on tickets and getting ripped because. Sorry, people. It's not even the money that's the problem. It's, I have no problem spending money on Arsenal. I have no problem. It's just, there's a lot of money to be spent on a match day. Programs, food, tickets. I don't care about none of that. It's just I can't explain it to you. Like, it's that feeling when I just see the nonsense that we're doing and I'm sat in the Emirates and the game's done and I'm just there. It's like it's a rotten feeling. It's a bewildering feeling. And I still get it not being at games, but I'd rather do it and not hurt my pocket as well. Really, they're not worth it. What this club isn't worth. They're not worth it right now. Like, are they gonna, respect the fact that I am, coming to the game and whatnot and giving the fans something? When I start seeing that, I'll return, man. All I can do is control my variables. Norwich, Burnley, Palace, Spurs, and Brighton are our next 5 games. How many points do you think we'll get, boy? Well, I can't say you can get a single point. You can't say you can get. I don't know. I don't know. You could say none. I don't know. I hope we beat Norwich, so that's 3. I hope we beat Burnley, so that's 6. I hope we beat Palace, so that's 9. 3 wins there. The first 3 teams you said, 3 wins. Draw against Spurs or a loss. I hope for 9 points, man. 9 points minimum, man. I hope there's 12 there. It would be Arsenal to do something, but I don't know, man. Most expensive tickets, currently worst team in the league. Arteta doesn't like Maverick players, but he likes shit guys, bro. The good players, he doesn't want to play them, or he plays them in some calam positions and he doesn't do things that can help him. We missed out on Pep, Klopp, Allegri. Conte will be no different. As soon as he gets another job, no doubt Arteta will be sacked and he'll once again be behind on quality recruitment. Empty seats speak. David, you're 100% correct. But even under Emre, it took us a long period to get there. Because if you remember, when there was rumblings about getting sacked, they were actually going to give him a new deal. Like, I know you remember. They were actually going to give him a new deal. And then it became abundantly clear it's a myth. Boy, the way you lot's government is moving with this vaccine passport thing, some of us never go in Emirates again. Probably not. Hope you're well as well, Joey, man. Man are saying 10 points. DG must have been busy last night with all that yawning. That or Arsenal situation has consumed all his energy. Bro, it has. I've been up since stupid o'clock, man. What do be? The DG podcast, couple of handling emails. We've got a long day, man. Like, I need a coffee, to be fair, man. You're not getting Conte. Get him out of your head. Dan, I just answered the question. Why are you man on me, Dan? We know we're not getting Conte. I just read out a question. Chill, bro. We lose every week. Don't get excited. We lose every week. Sounds like a chant. Arteta needs a yes man to massage his ego. He will slap Norwich and lose to Burnley. I don't know, man. Man, I'm saying 7 points. Arsenal will struggle against Burnley and Tottenham. Wait. Keep up the grind. I appreciate that. It will be so funny if Arteta is sacked after Brian. It will be... Do you know what? It'd be ironic, man. I'm sure Guendouzi will be like, yeah? Say nothing. All this talk about empty seats, yeah, every ticket fans don't buy, there's a tourist ready to take that seat. Not even just tourists. I mean, everyone loves the club, It's like you said, whether they're a tourist or from England, for every 1 seats available, 10 men are fighting for that. So maybe it is a fantasy seeing a real empty stadium and whatnot, but something's got to give, man. And hopefully something does give hope. Ideally the team just turns things around. But will that happen? I don't know, man. Overmars and Ten Hag would be realistic options considering their circumstances. Overmars said it's a myth. Burnley is a tough physical battle. I don't think Ben White is good aerially. Brighton's football is quality and are a difficult team to beat. Tottenham is a derby, so it could go either way. Zico is saying 3-1 Arsenal tomorrow. Come on, we need some positive energy. I might, you know what, my negative energy and positive energy is gone in it. I'm just just here now, innit? Like it just feels like being in war, and you know you've been battered so much. You're just ready to go now. You're just ready for like the lights to go out. Now I'm at this point now where if you don't want me to be happy, show me reasons to get happy about. You want me to be sad, keep doing this, man. It's draining, man. It's draining. There's no energy left, bro. There's nothing left. Like there's nothing left. Like because it's not just 3 games. They sucked it out of man last season. They sucked it out of me. Like it's gone now. Like it's draining. It's like being in a relationship and you're not even angry anymore. You're just drained, man. You doing a stream for the game tomorrow, of course, man. How many times I gotta say it, man? Of course. Let me drop the link is in the pinned message. Check out the pinned message. But here we go, man. People need to put respect on Dyche, ball. Just here now, man. Just here now, innit? Exactly, man. You get me? If you know, you know. DG and vibes, man, sobered up and the rave's still happening. He's just tired now. Exactly, bro. I want to go yard, man. Like, it's dead. Like, the rave was dead. Didn't pull anything. Didn't get no numbers. You know, overpriced drinks. The rave sold dreams. The flight, you know, the flyer. I'm seeing all Beyonce and Halle Berry on the flyer. It's not matching up. You know, I'm drained now, man. Let's allow it now, man. I just want to go home now. I'm tired of this. All or nothing documentary. Can't wait for it. Big up end-to-end football podcast. If Arsenal don't win, Arteta has to go. Even a draw isn't good enough. I think personally, I think the trigger is pulled against Spurs. I think he's still got, I won't say credit, but you know, the documentary, the articles that Edu and him were doing just come out in it. So they'll be like, yeah, well, nothing's changed. Burnley, I think that's when people are like, okay, cool. All right. You're not going to get sacked, but all right. And then a win against Spurs could do a lot, but depending on how you lose against Spurs, if you lose, even though I don't, I think then, yeah, man, that's when the fat lady finally sings and it's a wrap, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. It's a wrap from then. So, yeah, 149 likes, appreciative of that. Title of the doc is all or nothing. DG, I've been on loan this season. Can't take the robotic bagel / square formation. Where you been? You know, I get more joy of just watching football neutrally, watching Arsenal's youth, watching French league. I mean, the joy of football, I don't get it as being an Arsenal fan. I don't get it under Mikel Arteta. Like he sucked the life out of me. He gave me a lot of joy when he come with the FA Cup and he was doing his bits and pieces, but Arteta's words drain me. The tactics drain me. The bewildering decisions drain me. These players have drained me for years. Kroenke is Kroenke. Again, it's so draining. I don't even want to get onto Kroenke. The man just needs to fuck off, pardon my language, and take his family members with him. So it's just nonsense, man. It's I don't know how I keep. Again, I have to credit you lot, because if I didn't have you lot, there'd be no point coming on YouTube. I don't know how we keep sitting here talking about Arsenal. Problem is, we sack Arteta. There's no long-term plan or success, so it's all reactionary. Exactly. Even if they brought in Conte, which isn't going to happen, I wouldn't trust the reasons you brought in Conte. For me, it's the performance we put in decides his fate. If it's gutless, tacticless, and no fight with 0 or 1 point, he has to go. We need those 2-pack changes ASAP. Never ever forgive Arteta subbing off Aubameyang against Villarreal. I don't forgive him for the nonsense he was doing. A man said it's been United so far, but I enjoy Steve Bruce ball more. Funny enough. Hey, you're moving a bit mad still. Exodus pattern up, man. This is what the owners has done to Arsenal fans for years now. It's the destructive, invisible hand that's burdening the club because they relied on Wenger to get top 4 forever. Boy, it's draining, man. It's draining. I mean, Big Sam could probably get us promoted, but I mean, you know, after all the crap Big Sam used to talk about us and how he used to talk about us at Bolton, if we was to get him, then that tells you everything, man. I mean, I hear it, but let's be real, man. Arsenal are not Arsenal, but if Big Sam, I'm packing up, man. I can't lie. Like, I'll still support the club and whatnot, but if Big Sam ever becomes manager of this club, then it's banter. Like, it's really banter. It's already banter, but it's banter. I might as well just pack up now. If I want to see pub and park managers, I'll go to Jubilee Park, Enfield playing fields, Hackney Marshes, you know, where else is local? Come on now. And I'm doing Big Sam dirty because he's described as a dinosaur. I think he's one of the first managers I was seeing talking about We Scout and things, but it's nonsense. You bring in that man, it's nonsense. Probably do more than Arteta, but it's dead. It's dead, man. It's absolutely dead, man. It's upsetting and whatnot, man. But on that note, last question: would you take Graham Potter? Yeah, at this moment in time, bro. There's a lot of things, bro. I'll take my coaches at wrongins, bro. Toby and Reese. I know you man are Liverpool fans, but I'll take that duo. I can't lie to you, lot. We've bucked a couple of teams even in the leagues and whatnot. Like I don't even know Donny's name, but I'll take the Oakwood manager. He seemed to have a bit more clarity over what he's doing, not the PCO assistant Don, the actual one, you know. Whichever one's a cool one, you know. There's plenty of things, you know. There's plenty of things. I'll take a couple of my mandem that coach under 18s and under 9s, and I'll take them. This is where we're getting, man. It's a joke, man. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, man. But on that note, we've got a lot of content to come, people. I'll be back online at 2 p.m. Q&A stuff. So members, please make sure you're here. Like I said, I'll be here with Mo at 4 p.m. Also on that topic, people, check out the DG podcast. There's a bag of content. Arsenal versus Norwich watch along tomorrow. Information's in the pinned message. Make sure you're checking out the Twitch as well. Yeah, man. I'll see you lot later, man. Really, I need to get a bite to eat. I'm dying, so I can't stay longer. But on that note, it's been a fantastic hour and 10 minutes. As I said, hit the like button if you haven't. Comment, subscribe, do what you can to keep getting the DG Nation out there. I'll catch you lot in a bit. God bless. He always used that active red light, defending. I think like